Peace, y'all. Rob Black Store. What's going on? I'm laying down in the bed, relaxing. Um, what I want to talk about today is I want to talk about masculinity. If you look at things nowadays, it's easy to see that there's a push of anti-masculinity. And in particular, I'm talking about this big Pharrell Williams uh, GQ cover, where he is seen or he is positioning himself as a representative of the new masculinity. And it's basically Pharrell with a big ass bubble dress on. Now, this bubble dress it has the colors of Oshun. Also has the colors of Het Heru, if you're following Egyptian theology, all right? Oshun from the Yoruba. And these goddesses are goddesses of fertility. They're goddesses of growth. They're goddesses of nurturing. They're goddesses of sex. They're goddesses of nature, primarily, right? And also love. Now, disclaimer, when we talk about gods, goddesses, deities, we have to realize that we're not talking about real people. Oshun is not a real person. Het Heru is not a real person. They aren't people that walk the earth. These are energetic principles, right? On the electromagnetic spectrum, there are various colors. The colors of the rainbow are on the electromagnetic spectrum. This is why your chakras have colors. So if we look at the colors of Oshun and the color of Pharrell's coat, we'll see the sacral chakra, which is the stomach, the gut. Intuition comes from the gut. And we're looking at the heart chakra, right? And the combination of both. Now, there's a heart-gut connection. There's a gut-brain connection. There's a heart-gut-brain connection. And when we're dealing with the heart and the gut, we're tapping into or basically reprogramming some of our primal instincts, because chakras move up. Chakras move up. They move up just like music on a musical scale. Do, re, fi, ma, whatever the rest is. But the frequencies raise, right? As you go up your vibratory scale. This is why when you hear something and you get inspired, you feel a charge of energy. So when you see these colors, there's something called color psychology. And when you see these colors, they're essentially symbols. And they're symbols for a frequency that is in the electromagnetic spectrum, which is basically the universal electromagnetic field. Now, why am I saying this? We are being programmed on a consistent basis. And a lot of times because we watch black shows or we watch black media, we think that because there might be a black writer or a black artist promoting it, or a black person promoting it, or vouching for it, right? We think that this is what it is, that this is the truth, this is the way, and this is the light, right? And we don't second guess that we're being programmed. But the matrix is very real, and there's programs for everything. There's an RBG program, believe it or not, red, black, and green program. There's an occult program. You want to be an occultist? There's a program for that. You want to be RBG and start the revolution? There's a program for that. You want to hate the white man There's a program for that. You're a woman, you want to hate a black man? There's a program for that. You're a black man, you want to hate women? There's a program for that. If you're just a man who hates women or vice versa, there's a program. There's a program for people who like video games. There's a program for people who like cat videos. These are all programs that are run in the matrix. Strategic distractions designed to penetrate the barriers of your conscious mind and go straight into the subconscious. When we're dealing with the subconscious, we're dealing with water because it's sub, right? So it is within. Submarines, right? Submerged, sub. So we're dealing with our inner waters. As I think I say this probably every video, we are 78% water. Our brains are like 78, lungs are like 85, and the heart is like 80 something. So we're majority water. Majority water. So drink water and program your water. Talk to your water. Tell your water what you want to be, who you want to become, and what you want to create. And you're essentially sending energy or sending a vibration through your sound in that water. And even basic words, right? Because words have a sound, even if you just say them in your head, they carry a frequency. So words are spells or magical, just in and of themselves. So with him wearing this green and yellow, they are trying to basically move you physically, but primarily mentally, because once the mind receives it, and there is an emotional frequency behind it, which is the yellow and gold of his coat. So once there's an emotional frequency behind it, a vibration behind it, and it bypasses the conscious mind and goes into the subconscious, it becomes submerged in your body. It becomes part of you. And the goal is for it to affect your nervous system. So now you're running on automatic, right? Look at it this way. You see a white man shoot somebody. Right now, I look outside, I see a white man shoot somebody, right? Now, the next time I see a white man, I'm going to become defensive. I'm going to be in fight or flight because I've seen that white man. Now, Rob Blackstorm, now, if that happened, I'm going to program my body through meditation and visualize that scene of that white man shooting somebody and visualize it over and over and over till I don't feel the emotional pull that's going to affect my nervous system and put me in fight or flight. So I'm going to heal myself of that trauma. But to the average person, what they're going to do is they're going to look at this Pharrell thing, right? And it's primarily, the colors are primarily to target women, because women are going to be more acceptable of feminine things. They're going to be more acceptable of a man becoming feminine because that's who they are. They're receptive. When these colors, right, of this garment bypasses the conscious mind and enters the subconscious, and now it affects the nervous system, you are literally a slave. You're literally a robot, and you don't even know it. There's a commercial that's been on TV where it shows, I believe it's a horse or something with like blue or purple hair, and and they take a picture of the horse, right? Then they style somebody with the same hairstyle, put it on the internet, put it on the cover of a magazine, it goes viral, and then you see other people with the same style that the horse had. That's how easy it is to program humanity. All you have to do is make it popular, make it acceptable. And also what they're doing when they start these trends, what the programmers of this society do, what the programmers of this society, what they do is now they're using black people, because hip hop is the dominant culture. right now. Hip hop runs the world. It's everywhere. It's in every country, every state. Now, it's not just American. It's not just underground. It's super popular. Hip hop culture runs things. So we get a Pharrell, put him on the cover, and it's like, oh, this is cool. Because black people invent cool. We're the ones who invent words like diss that you see in news commentaries, right? You got dissed. Remember, I remember the first time I heard dissed on the news, I was like, what the hell? You know? And you just hear black slang on the news, and you hear black slang on Dr. Phil and Ellen and these people that are not in tune with the culture, but they're in tune with the music because the music is catchy. It's got jingles. But we have to realize that the media that we take in, just because it comes from black people, we have to be aware that there is an agenda. There's always an agenda. You don't run the world without planning. Washington, D.C. was a plan. The state you lived in was a plan. That's why Google Maps could take your ass where you want to go, because everything is mapped out. There's a plan in place. TV is called programs, TV programs. Media, programming. Social media, programming. Your ads that's on your social media that you scroll through on Instagram every day. The people that you follow on Instagram that have product. And sometimes the product's not even advertised as a product. I was rewatching the show Mr. Robot the other day. And Mr. Robot had a fucking Alexa commercial. But it wasn't a commercial. It was the character talking to Alexa. The character in the show was talking to Alexa and having a conversation. And this went on for like 5 minutes. I'm like, oh, this is a commercial. This is a program. So instead of you watching the commercial on TV, because you are invested emotionally in the show, the idea is for it to bypass your conscious mind and enter your subconscious. And now, when you see that Alexa in the store, you're triggered. You don't even realize why you're triggered. But you're triggered, and now you want to look at it, see how much it costs, think about getting it, and voila, it's in your home. Job well done. Now they can listen to all your conversations and your moans during sex and all that. So I'm saying all this to say that we have to be careful, because even through colors we're being programmed. Even through images, black images, we're being programmed. Through music that we listen to, we're being programmed. Balenciaga was not a thing in the 90s. Louis, MCM, Gucci, but Balenciaga wasn't a thing in the 90s. All of a sudden, and even the early 2Gs, Balenciaga wasn't a thing. But all of a sudden you have rappers rapping about it. Now you see people with these ugly ass Balenciaga shoes. And them shits is ugly. And I like fly shit, but them shits is ugly. I ain't gonna wear nothing ugly just because it has some European's name on it. It's gotta be fly. Them shits is ugly. No offense to anybody who has Balenciaga on, but that's my perspective. Because I think for myself. I don't follow the crowd or the herd or the sheep. So I'm relaying this to say that you may not think that there's an agenda out here, but watch The Matrix. You watch the movie The Matrix. You're being programmed on a consistent basis. And the reason being is because most people won't program themselves. You wake up in the morning, you take care of the kids, go to work, you go to school, or you just go to work, come home, or you go to work, go to school, you're tired, right? Saturday, you just want to relax. When you're relaxed, and then relaxation is far easier to bypass the conscious mind and go directly into the subconscious. That's why you see the infomercials come on 2, 3 in the morning, because usually by that time, if you have the TV on, your ass is sleeping, but the brain is still awake. And that program is still seeping into your subconscious mind. That's when your brain is the most receptive, actually, when you're about to go to sleep. Now, if you reverse that, here's a tip. 15 minutes before you go to bed should be the time that you take in some knowledge. I don't care if it's your favorite YouTuber. I don't care if you're reading a book. I don't care if you're reading a PDF. I don't even care if you're listening to some binaural beats or some brainwave entertainment. Things that have high vibrations, theta waves, gamma waves, alpha waves. Or you're reading, or you're listening to someone that, or listen to a lecture or something. But those 15 minutes when you're falling asleep is when you are easily programmed. And you can program yourself during your sleep. Also, the first 15 minutes when you wake up shouldn't be, nigga, fuck that, suck my dick. That shouldn't be the first thing you listen to in the morning, because that is a program. That first thing you listen to is going to repeat in your head during the day. I don't care if you listen to 50 more songs. That first song you listen to is going to repeat in your head. That first thing you watch is going to be prevalent on your mind. That first thing you take in is going to determine how your perspective of that day. So, I just wanted to talk about this because I see that many people don't understand. And masculinity has already been defined by the African mind. The African mind already has a symbol. The Yoruba has Shango. Shango, the god of thunder. There's no question about Shango's masculinity. Heru, the falcon, the warrior. There's no questions about Heru's masculinity. Masculine, to the ancient African mind, was always about nobility, honor, character, being a warrior, and being intelligent, being a noble warrior. That means that a man could kill you and read poetry to his girl. Renaissance man, right? Person who's balanced, upper and higher, use the lower nature to defend themselves and their family, and take out enemies and invaders that occur, but also wise enough to know when to be at peace, when to be a gentleman, and when to use their intellect to avoid a problem. And also men of good character, morals, honesty. So, let's be aware. Study color psychology. Look at things that are advertised to you and see what colors they're using, and see what chakra that corresponds to. See what god or goddess has those same colors. And if you do, you can see how you're being programmed. And this whole new masculinity is definitely about promoting femininity in men. Once you have a man that is feminine, you take away that warrior instinct. And this is not to say that there aren't female warriors, but the men are the ones with the physical apparatus, the bone density, the bone structure. We are built to defend women. We're built to defend and fight. This is what we're built for. Women are built to be nurturers, built to be receptive. They have wombs, they have vaginas. Men have penises that get erect. That means we're supposed to get up and go do it. So masculinity has already been defined by the African. There's too many gods and symbols that we could research. So we don't need clothing to define our masculinity. In fact, you could wear what you want. If you want to wear a dress, wear it. That's totally up to you. But because you're wearing a dress, that doesn't change what masculinity is. Masculinity is internal. But once you make it something Once you make masculinity is an internal thing, right? Because man is mind. The Sanskrit word for mind is man. Man is mind, not the clothes that you wear. Masculinity is internal. So a garment is not going to change your masculinity. A piece of clothing is not going to change your masculinity. What will change your masculinity is you being confused. You putting on a dress and thinking that that represents masculinity. Or you putting on a suit and thinking that represents masculinity. Or wearing sagging pants and sneakers and a do-rag thinking that represents masculinity. These are outer representations, right? That's the tangible, the matrix. That's not the subconscious. That's the matrix. That's not the spirit world. That is the matrix. This is the matrix. And we live in a world that is governed by physics, even though it's a holographic universe. A lot of times there's a lot of people that's talking about this holographic universe, and so I could do what I want. It's all an illusion anyway. All right. So go to the nearest bridge, jump, and see if this holographic universe that you believe is not real, see if you'll survive. Your ass will die, go into the light, and come right back here as a baby and do this shit all over again. So let's be aware, people. Color psychology. Watch the messages that you are fed. Feed yourself. Program yourself. Take information in that is going to better you and enhance your life and enhance your mind. Don't fall victim to the program. Peace, power, prosperity. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments.